Alright, so everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Austrian world domination campaign for, well, basically an Empire Total War, using the Imperial Splendour 2 mod, whatever. You know, this is gonna be kind of interesting, because I haven't actually played this mod in like 9 years. Last time I played it was basically when the very first version came out, and that was like in 2010 or 2009, not entirely sure right now. But I'm going to be playing this on the normal campaign difficulty with a hard battle difficulty. The reason I'm doing normal campaign difficulty because this mod, similarly to the Darth mod, is supposed to make the campaign actually quite a bit harder and the AI quite a bit more aggressive. So we're going to see how that rolls out, and I'm not entirely sure what to expect either, because I just haven't played it in 9 years, so haven't played this latest version at all, so we're just gonna have to see how things roll out. But I think as Austria it's gonna be quite interesting, yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so here we go in the world of Empire Total War. As you can see, Austria is basically in the heartland of Europe, right next to Poland, with their mighty alliance of Saxony, Kurland, Russia, Denmark, stuff like that. And then we have obviously Prussia. Now, we have a lot of opportunity to expand. We could use the underdeveloped Russian lands as sort of a jumping off ground. However, we do not have a direct border with them, unlike in like Napoleon Total War, or basically in the later eras when the Austro-Hungarian Empire was quite a bit larger than this. Well, they also had Bosnia and I suppose Moldova would serve as an interesting border region. However, we do not have that right now. What we do have is a direct border with the hedonous Ottoman Empire, the filthy southerners, let's call them. And however, let's get immediately some good trade going on with Poland, Lithuania, which we are multi-alliance. That's multi-alliance with Poland. Let's do that just to secure our northern front. Let's also do some trade with Prussia. Let's not give them the money, that's not worth it at all. However, Württemberg would like to trade with us. I'm not gonna give you any money, we're allied. You should be happy to just receive any sort of... Okay, let's not do that. I'm not gonna give you any money just for trading. So the first order of business should be to get something researched. What's interesting about the Imperial Splendour mod is that you actually have, you know, the research all screwed up. Basically, you have rank by fire by rank, basically. Fire by rank right up here, and it actually makes it cost plus 6%. So that's basically unchanged, it's just been moved up. The majority of the research is basically the same, it's just been shifted around a bit. You know, this stuff is all the same, basically. So that's completely okay. Let's actually move this guy to Bosnia, because I do plan on starting the southern thrust quite a bit earlier than anticipated, because Bosnia, well, Serbia, Bosnia, is completely unprotected due to the Ottoman Empire being at war with Russia right away. I do believe, yes they are. However, they are hostile or unfriendly towards us, so we are very much unfriendly towards them as well. That's a given. So, first order of business, get rid of all your artillery in Empire Total War, because it is completely and utterly worthless. Yes indeed, you heard it first. Artillery in Empire Total War is worthless because it's not accurate at all, and unlike in Napoleon Total War, where it's actually quite a bit quite good, and Empire doesn't do anything. It's just a money hole, basically. Let's check our ministers. How good are they? This guy is quite good for army administration. This guy. So this will be just a flat out upgrade. This is treasury administration. This is just administration. This guy, management. So we can move this guy to... Who's this guy was good for? Treasury. That's okay. This is that. He's 1+2 management. For justice. Okay, so I just So if I do this, just do this. Okay, that's completely fine. And this is just some regular guy, doesn't matter. Okay, so making 3,000 per turn, that's not too much. However, we have 10,000 to work with right now, so let's develop the Austrian lands a bit. We have some Husaren, which is, you know, quite interesting. But in these first few turns, you shouldn't really be focusing on military that much unless stuff rapidly goes down. So let's just build up our economic base for the time being, and let's try to make let's try to sort of group up our armies in Croatia. Oh yeah, that's an artillery piece. Its upkeep costs 230. It has a very bad picture, and it's completely inaccurate and terrible. So let's get rid of it. And however, our army actually is not too bad, because we have 180 units or troops in our regular infantry regiments, basically units. And for example, Austria has 135. Sweden should have 100 and it's a funky picture. 105 or something like that. However, their units should be a bit better than ours. But the thing about Austria, especially in Imperial War, is that you just overwhelm them with numbers. So you use sort of a Russian tactic, which is quite interesting that the Austrians would be doing something like that. But you know, that's just how life rolls, I guess. So anything else we can develop that's underdeveloped? That's military governor's barracks. Don't really need that right now. This is a weaver's cottage. That's actually minus cost for infantry, so that's pretty decent. Also, the money's pretty good. Drill school. Do we want drill school? Let's see. I think that makes us actually, yeah, that makes us skip entire research line. So that's something we should look into. Infrastructure. Anything that's just non-developed. Everything has at least basic roads, unlike in Russia, which even in vanilla has basically no roads anywhere, so you have to build that stuff up right from the get-go. And yeah, so that's it. We are going for world dominations. We have 6 out of 40, which is yeah, that's pretty reasonable. I think, at least. The colors though, it's same. So it's militia. This is line infantry. They cost the same. The upkeep is the same. These guys have more men and better stats. Why would anyone ever go for the militia when you can have Reichsarmee Linieninfanterie? Something like that. Infanterie, something like that, you know, something, hey? Pretty close though, pretty close. Which has 5 more accuracy and is exactly the same cost and everything. That just doesn't make much sense. But hey, I didn't make the mod, hey? So there we go. Also, let's get some iron workshops rolling, and so can get some Pandurs basically, and they are irregulars, but their accuracy is not too bad. However, this army right here, it's actually quite good. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. We have the Prince Eugen of von Savoyen is actually pretty decent. Savoy's right here, but whatever, you know, we'll bring them back into the fold eventually. Don't you worry about that. And our alliances are with Great Britain, Savoy, Poland, obviously Westphalia, and provinces. We actually have a lot of allies, but I don't think we'll actually keep any of them around. We'll just break those alliances when the time comes. Okay, so I don't think... Do we trade with them? No, let's trade with Prussia. Sure, we'll give you those 500 bucks. Ducats, dollars. Austrian currency of the time. I think it was ducats? I don't know. Golden coins. That sounds pretty reasonable. And yeah, so that's it. We can actually get some elite infantry right from the get-go, which is very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So actually these guys are militia units. These guys are proper units. I think it makes 2 turns to recruit these. So maybe we could just spam out the these militia troops. We basically only have these militia troops from the get-go. We have 0 line infantry units. Wow, that's actually kind of surprising. Let's put these guys in there. Just one thing about this mod is that it's kind of interesting. Is that some countries have modified research trees. For example, Britain, France are basically the main factions that you should probably be focusing on when you played this game for the first time. However, Russia also has a bit of a modified tree, and maybe even Sweden. Yeah, I think also Sweden. I'm not entirely sure about that. Also, maybe the US. Also not entirely sure about that. But today we're playing as Austria because I felt like playing Austria. I haven't played as Austria. Not many people play as Austria. And this mod is sort of not played as much as maybe the Darth mod, or Darth mod basically. Alliance broken, Denmark, Lithuania. That always happens, even in vanilla. Denmark, Sweden, Russia, Sweden, provinces France, and United Provinces Spain. So basically the Northern Wars have started, which is absolutely wonderful, because that means that Russia is gonna get weaker or stronger. Depending, and Denmark's probably gonna get completely screwed. It means that Russia's gonna focus most of their attention on Sweden, and we'll be sort of left alone in our attempts to clean up the Balkans, basically from the Ottoman menace. Let's call it a menace. That sounds pretty propagandistic, yeah. So we can also just, these guys take 2 turns to recruit. However, maybe just spamming out the infantry is not actually that bad. These guards, though, it only costs 300 more. The upkeep's only like 40 more. These elites could be actually worthwhile. So we'll just have to see. However, these Bosnia lands, they can't stay Orthodox. They definitely have to get Catholic, because we are Catholic. Yes, we are. Also, our King Leopold I, pretty decent fella. And should we go into the drill school now? Yes, but then we don't actually have anything to do for the rest of the turn. Can we upgrade anything else? No, we need to research. Actually, I didn't start any research. What the hell? I'm so used to this just being automatic. Okay, well, that was a wasted turn, that's for sure. Yeah, let's go for them Persism, because plus 5%. Then we have to go for social contract plus 10%. There's just a bit of money, so let's not bother with that. Then we'll go into the military stuff right away. Against the Ottomans, the military stuff actually isn't going to be all that important, because their military kind of sucks. So I think we should be completely fine for the time being. We have basically 200 turns, or 199 now, to capture 34 regions. That's gonna be quite kind of swell. We'll basically just try and unite all the German lands, kind of swoop in to Italy. Because, for example, Germany, like the German lands, have so many little states here, which is sort of course, sort of reflects the HRE, I suppose. Then France is a single, the entirety of France is a single province. Interesting. Also, the entirety of Spain is a single province. However, wait, what? Oh, is Poland at war with? Oh, Poland's at war with Prussia. How come I didn't get called into the war? Well, maybe the attack. Yeah, maybe they attacked Saxony. Yeah, they probably attacked Saxony. And they wanted to attack Saxony. This could be an interesting opportunity to actually invade Prussia. Could we take out Prussia at the beginning? No, that's gonna be kind of boring. Let's not do that, because that's just gonna make the rest of the campaign kind of meh. Let's just make the Polish deal with the whole situation. They're probably gonna fall, to be honest, and then we just kind of swoop in. First we conquer the Balkans, then we swoop in, take out the Prussians, then the rest of the city-states, probably also Italy. That's just how we're gonna roll in this campaign. That's just gonna be nice and fun, and just Imperial War in general. Yeah, that's basically it. And let's get the drill school rolling up, just so we don't have to bother with it anymore later. Interesting. So we have some Bashi bazooks, and yeah, same thing, same thing. These are just basically line infantry, but they're, well, not line infantry, they're sort of just irregulars, but I have quite a bit of range. Our Panduran outranged them, however, so that's gonna be fun. So we take these two, and then we basically have a very good defensive line. I don't think the AI usually goes around here. They're also probably gonna be worried about the Russian interference. Russia is now at war with a lot of territory, you know, basically half of Europe, or 1/4 of Europe, let's say. The Ottoman Empire in Sweden is gonna be, that's when you play as Russia in Imperial War, you never accept that call to war from Denmark. You just never do that, because that only puts you in a terrible situation. All that does is open a northern front to your already existing southern front against the Crimean Khanate, which, yeah, that's just bad. And in this game, or in this mod, in particular, Imperial Splendour, if they haven't actually changed Russia since like the very first versions, I remember, then Russians start in a very bad situation. Actually have to research the development of your army, and that's just not fun. Because, you know, in vanilla you actually have to, well, you can do that, of course, but it's sort of more streamlined. You can just sort of build up your military base as you go. While, why do we have all these cannons and can only have one like building slot? That's sort of, yeah, that's a lot of fun, isn't it? Yes, indeed, that's a lot of fun. Governor's Mansion, +4%, this is +2. Tax income, total region wealth. Is that gonna be worth that? We could get two opera houses potentially, or just, is this more? Yeah, it's poor. It's a poor region, so let's not do that. Maybe we should just start the war. So let's just get some guys recruiting. Yeah, that's probably gonna be better. It's gonna be better. Yeah, not much to do. This is just fully built up. This is -1 happiness middle and lower classes. Man, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? The treasury guy sucks, okay? Why? You get industrial revolutionary, which makes you +1, and then -2 to treasury. Yeah, this guy. So this is +1 to army management. Let's just slam this guy in there. Whatever. This guy could be pretty good. +3. Claimer for reform. Actually, how is our... Yeah, everybody's pretty happy. That's pretty good. Even some regions that historically weren't very happy. Whatever. You know, there we go. It's just a game. Also, it is a normal difficulty, and... Oh, there we go. Saxony's dead. Okay. If we were to go to war with Prussia right now, we could take Saxony. That would mean that Prussia... Now let's not do that. I want to have a proper war against Prussia later on. Right now, let's just quickly clean up the Balkans out of... yeah, just quickly clean up the Balkans, because that's just a big ol' headache that I don't want to have later on. So let's take, let's say, these guys, slam that on this border. Let's take these guys, move them here, here. Okay, that road that's there doesn't actually. Yeah, Imperial War. All right. Yeah, these guys go in here. This is just... Let's just get some Deutsche Linieninfanterie. 3,000 recruitment. Yep, there we go. So we have 3,000 in the bank. What do we do with it? Opera house? It always feels like a waste to just build something like that. Maybe infrastructure. Maybe infrastructure in Vienna would be okay. Can't believe Vienna doesn't even have cobbled roads. Like, that's just wrong. And why is Pressburg the capital of Hungary? It should be right here. Village. Now that's edgy. Saxony has been destroyed and smallpox is doing its thing. Okay. So I think we're gonna be kind of okay just taking on the Ottomans right now. The Ottomans, every time in Empire Total War, basically in every mod, are just the sick man of Europe in every single time period you ever look at. And it's quite a wonder they weren't actually taken out, you know, quite a bit sooner. But, you know, of course, in history, of course, they were doing quite a bit differently than they are in every single Total War game that you ever play. But, yeah. So what's also interesting is that the Northern Wars, the Northern conflict stuff actually received quite a bit of attention from the developers of Imperial Splendour. It's such a hard name to say. And like there's a lot of like quote-unquote events. Okay, Ally declares war. Aggressor, pull Lithuania, defender Spain. No, I'm just not gonna do that. Did we break an alliance with them? We're still allied, but okay. So we're okay because that wasn't defensive. That was just an aggression. Okay. Well, aggressive wars, you know, whatever. Not gonna deal with that. That's not gonna slide with me, man. That's not good, man. Belgrade. Okay, so we can just sort of swoop in, declare war. Who cares what allies you have? I'm gonna kill them all. Bam. Demand surrender, surrender fuse. I think we can safely auto-resolve this. Victory, yes, bam. Let's repair that. Also, let's just take this. Belgrade. Demand surrender. Also, this UI, that's basically just Napoleon. That's pretty nice. Hey, this is also ours. So we just took half the Balkans without a proper fight. That's the Ottomans for you. That's the Ottomans in every single game. And these guys actually received a lot of losses. Actually, let's not care about the cavalry, like at all, because you know, who cares about the cavalry? But so 1,200. Can we do anything with that? I don't think so. So let's just merge the cavalry. That's sort of okay. Let's move the spy. Oh, there we go. This is much better. One thing is also interesting. People are always unhappy in this mod. Like, this region is so unworth it to be. They're just angry. The overall wealth is 300, and we get 82 coins or ducats, whatever. That's just, you know, Belgrade was actually quite, I think it was quite developed during this time period, so this is just like, whoa. But yeah, that's what you get, I suppose, when you mess with the Balkans. Everybody's unhappy and everybody's poor. That's just how we roll. That's just how we roll in the Balkans, you know. Well, actually from the Balkans, but you know, I imagine that's how things go down there. It's gotta be quite the experience. Okay, so we can now, let's not build. The settlement fortifications are so unworth it. Like, the AI always builds them. They're so expensive and they do nothing for you. They do nothing. So bothersome. Okay, so that's that. Maybe we should just go for, yeah, there we go, for this, refer by rank. Yep, making 3,700. So recruitment here. Yeah, I'm gonna get some line infantry. So hopefully we can, like, the ultimate goal is just to have Istanbul and Athens. Yeah, of course Bulgaria. Don't really care about Moldavia that much. I'm kind of hoping the Russians take it because I just don't want to deal with that. Don't want to... Such a worthless region again. The Balkans, like in every single Total War game, the Balkans are just so unworth it. It's like they're less rich. You get less money from Balkan states, like from Belgrade, than you get from a random city in western Siberia, basically, or eastern, from the very edge of the map. It's just been always the case, and oh my god, Poland to Königsberg. Damn, son, Poland's on roll. Poland's on a warpath. That's nice. Like that. I really like when my enemies just waste themselves against each other. Well, I suppose Poland's my ally for the time being, but you know how it is with Eastern Central Europe, the alliances. Who really cares about that? You know, it's all about the territory. It's all about revanchism. That's all Central and Eastern Poland, Europe is about anyway. So, who cares about stuff like that? Just who cares? Okay, so building done. Bosnia. I guess they're happy now. These guys, the Serbs, man, the Serbs. Works on strike, Serbia. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth dealing with the damage. It's just like 100. It's 100 money. 100 monies. Hey, I can actually get some militia here. That's pretty good. The militia actually isn't too bad, you know? Like, I mean, it's pretty bad, but hey, could be worse, could be better, but could be worse. Oh, here we go. Here's an army. Jesus, you're coming in. Oh my goodness. So let's reinforce that region right there, and let's do some shifting around of yeah, let's just build some. Damn it. Yeah. That sucks. Okay, so can we send those guys over there? Yes, we can, but the Ottoman Empire. Could we defeat them with this? We can definitely defeat them. Just in order result, it's gonna be fairly easy. But yeah, let's get some more. Actually, we could get the elite infantry. Oh, let's just get some more line infantry. Actually, let's build some line infantry. That's yeah, that's that's the first step to glory. All right, so let's just turn here and see how things go. And yeah, so that was interesting. The game crashed, but yeah, that's how it is when you first try out any mod. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. But yeah, basically what happened during the intern is that there was an Ottoman army basically just advancing. I was just about to attack them. Game crashed. There we go. Here we are again. But I noticed that I think I mentioned it. Poland took Königsberg. Which the AI in Imperial Splendour is always so hungry just to take Königsberg. And, you know, when you compare Serbia, which has like 100 gold per turn, to Königsberg, which makes like 4,000, it's fairly reasonable. You know, it's fairly reasonable to say that Königsberg's quite a bit better. There we go, Saxony is back on the map. Wonderful. Workers right in Serbia. You damaged your own building to the point of almost destroying it. Yep, that's exactly why people love you. So Saxony, my little boy, Saxony, are you still a protectorate? Yes, you are. God damn it. But maybe you would be interested in trade. No, you won't be. Well, you would be, but I'm not interested in paying that much for it. So let's trade with Genoa, Hanover. Yep. No, I'm not gonna pay 1,600. Jeez. What are you doing? What are you doing to yourself, AI? I'm not gonna pay that much. These guys are not gonna pay that much money for trade. Are you insane? Jesus, man. Okay, so these guys, no, that's my army. They have... That should be fairly interesting. I mean, that should be interesting. It should be fairly easy just to take out, right? Just in case it crashes again. No, Austria. That's fairly odd safe. Let's just Do this, Austria. Imperial Splendour, yep. And yeah, let's attack. And we should win this, right? We should definitely win this. But just in case, let's attack and let's see how things roll out. All right, so here we are on the battle map. Let's take a look at how our units look. Okay, these guys look much better. What the hell happened here? Oh my goodness. Okay, what are that? That's Reichsarmee, Lenin Infantry. This? Why do I have black patches on? What is this? Oh, that's terrible looking. Okay, let's not look at that again. Let's take a look at Hussaren. See, they look alright. Panduran. Yeah, that's just from the base game. What happened here, man? Why not just give them the regular skin of line infantry? Jesus Christ. No. I mean, it's pretty decent mod, but some of the units, Jesus Christ, they look terrible. I don't think they had any artillery, right? No, I don't think so. So the battle AI is set to hard. These are Delhi horsemen. Do they have... No, they don't have any carabines, if I remember correctly. Maybe they do in Napoleon. Do you remember the Ottomans having some horsemen with carabines in them? So let's take guard mode just so we don't mess up. And we don't actually have square yet. So that's... no. So we don't have square yet, so it's going to be quite... Actually, we should work on that right away, shouldn't we? Yeah, we should probably get on that quite soon. So, hey Delhi Horseman, how you doing? I heard, you know, you'd be interested in picking a fight with the wonderful, deformed Austrian army. No wonder they totally failed in World War One. Looking like that. Come on. Where are the Ottomans at? You know, I heard you wanted Vienna quite a while ago. Well, actually, pretty recently. So, just come on. Almost in range. They're just fidgeting about, and there we go. There we go. Firing at them. That's wonderful. We should actually have some, at least some sound of battle coming through. Yeah, so they're taking quite a bit of losses, not fighting back at all. Maybe that's why the game crashed, didn't want me to see all this. Okay, so are they actually gonna do anything, or are I just getting... No, that's definitely hard AI. Yeah, that's... Oh, here comes the general, and yeah, it's a travesty. Same thing, okay. Yep. Okay. Are they baiting me? No, want me come... Oh, no. Oh, here they go. Oh. Shattered. Okay, so the entire cavalry force of the opponent seems to have run away from the battle. That's just Empire Total War for you. That's just some good old hard logic. I don't think we have to be afraid of any sort of this kind of thing taking over anytime soon. When our AI looks like that. I mean, you know, it's AI from 10 years ago, but it's modified AI, so I don't know. It's like the AI really in strategy games. Sometimes the AI is actually quite good. You know, sometimes it's just good because it gets like insane modifiers. But whoa, man, being like surrounded by on all fronts, it's just regular. Yeah, it's just some good old tactics for you. I don't know. Maybe they were inspired by the Austrian tactics from World War One. Oh, here we go. Here's some other guys. Oh, these guys came back. Oh, it's quite a bit unfortunate that they just have insane range, even though, you know, they should be completely outdated, but, you know, whatever. Let's just move up these these. Let's keep the irregular Panduran firing. Let's move up these fellas right there. They ran away. How many troops did the opponent have? I don't remember. So let's march forth. Maybe they just had these guys actually. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Yep. One thing I really like about the various mods of Vampire is that you can actually make you can see that all basically like the front 3 rows of the entire unit fires, opposed to like I suppose like regular, for example, militia units in Imperial War, or before you actually get fired by rank, where only the front row fires. I really find that strange. I mean, like the militiaman unit for the United States actually does have the ability for that, like from like the front like 3 to 4 rows just fires. However, regular militia doesn't have that, and for example in Napoleon Total War you just don't see it at all. So that's sort of strange. So there you go, we lost 92 to their 424, which is just that's just how we roll. In this battle, you know, let's save it. Let's save it. Auto-resolve it. Okay, it's a victory. Really kind of worried because the AI and Empire is sort of fidgety like that. Let's just finish them off. Okay. So that's the first real conflict against the Ottoman menace, and yeah, it went as well as you would expect from the Ottomans. Yeah, the Austrians, the Serbians, I mean, what the hell? It's the Serbians after all. You can't really expect much when it comes to like. So if we were to move out with the entire army, how angry would you be? -4. So if you were to do something like this, yeah, -2. Yeah, let's just whatever. Let's just build up a bit. Oh yeah, no money, of course. No money. That's another interesting factor in this mod. Everything is expensive. You don't have any money to pay for it. I suppose it's kind of okay. Mass prisoner dies. I remember watching that movie, or a movie about that thing. Let's see. Management. Treasury. Okay, treasury. I didn't do that thing. Okay, I guess that's that. Army administration. Yep, that should work. That should work pretty fine. I could propose peace, but 1, the AI wouldn't probably take it, and 2, I really want to control Istanbul, because that's probably the basically once you get past the Balkans into the heartland of the Ottoman territory, basically into Anatolia and then Syria and then the Levant, it's that's where the money is. So when you're playing as Russia or basically Austria, that's basically the strategy. You have to cut through the useless provinces which basically have terrible Ottoman armies and have terrible actual wealth and repression non-existent. Everybody's angry, everybody wants to kill you, and they don't make any money, so it's not worth it at all. And the Barbary states raid your ports, making your income plummet, and stuff like that. Yeah, just regular day in the Balkans. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. Whatever. Yeah, let's get some iron mines rolling up. Actually, this is probably where the real money is when it comes to the Balkans, but in the iron mines. Okay. Yeah, we repaired that. Maybe we could just scramble for Moldavia. Just do that. That stretches the front. Yeah. Yeah, actually holding strong in Königsberg. So, okay, so the Prussians. Let me explain this brilliant strategy of Prussia. Actually, Prussia and Imperial War, and this, vanilla is actually pretty okay. Their position's fine, but in this one, it's terrible. So, especially with AI taking over Austria, but you know, I'll explain that when I get to it. But basically, you can't really do anything because the entirety of your neighborhood pounces on you the moment that you decide to move from Berlin. And originally, I actually wanted to do a campaign as Prussia, but that's just unbearable. The position that you find yourself in is so bad that it's actually better to sit on your hands for like 30 turns than to actually move from your home region. So that's just not something I'm willing to put up with. Yeah, let's get actually let's get some more line infantry rolling, and let's move these guys there, and yeah, that's it. It should be fine. Let's see, let's move the spy. If we see any armies, that would be interesting. No. I suppose it's the early game. It's still just like 6 to 7 turns in, so I don't really expect the Ottomans to have any sort of sizable force. It's reasonable. Also, the Balkans just are exploding 24/7, so you know, can't really expect much. But yeah, sort of the reverse crusade, not reverse crusade, reverse jihad. I don't know. The reverse Ottoman expansion of was like the 14th, 15th century when they took over the Balkans. I don't remember. I really don't remember. But we all know what I'm talking about. It's happening. It's a real thing, you know. But it's the Balkans, so can't really. It's not worth it at all at the moment. But once you get to Istanbul and then Turkey, yeah, that's when it becomes actually kind of profitable. But the point about actually getting to that, it's kind of bothersome. So you're better off actually navally invading the Levant and Egypt and going through there towards the north, or basically you invade Cairo or Jerusalem, basically swoop in like that, because that actually makes it so that you basically reduce a sizable income of the Ottomans when you go like this. Because what we're doing like now, we took these provinces off them, but it's not like they really care, you know. Who cares? They lost 103 gold per turn, basically. It's not really all that important at all. So actually, let's check if they have any armies up here. No, they don't. I don't really think Moldavia is going to be that important in this upcoming conflict, so that's completely fine. Can we move out, please? -2. We keep cavalry back. Is it worth it to build this? It might be, just to keep the region happy. This is pretty good general. It's a waste to just keep him in there. So what if we... That's actually line infantry as well, so... So this guy goes here, the line infantry joins him,
As things stand, it could easily
he goes to Sofia, which is likely defended. That's pretty good. These guys... Do we need the... I do think we need a cavalry, but I do really want to... Okay, so Athens has been conquered by Venice. So Venice is next on the chopping block. Because Venice has... Oh my goodness. What kind of alliances do you have, Venice? The Italian states. And the Italian states are not that strong, actually. So Venice is next on the chopping block. So now it's a race to Istanbul. So at least we don't have to worry about like a southern front opening. So that's one thing. It's militia. Yeah, it's actually, these are the like shitty militias. Let's put this. Yep. And let's keep. Actually, let's just be here and actually build up these territories. I suppose. Yeah, I suppose we can build up the regions that we just conquered. It would be nice. Yeah. It's kind of would be nice of us to do that, I suppose. Yeah, that's just a thought. Sudden. I suppose we could just keep the the line infantry rolling up, so we actually maintain some sort of army. Actually, let's not build it here, because that's sort of pointless. Let's actually build it... Oh, we're already building it there. Okay, let's just build it in Vienna then. And go towards Bulgaria, sort of swarm our army over Bulgaria, and then take over Istanbul. Also Moldavia, of course, can't forget about that. I see that Crimea is still standing, which is sort of a bother because we're soon gonna be bordering Crimea. I really don't want Crimea. I just, again, it's a region that has nothing in it, and this early in the game, you know, you really want to sort of maximize your ability to take profitable lands, sort of, kind of. It would be nice, I suppose, to actually do something like that. Oh, there we go. Piedmont Savoy is actually cleaning up house. Nice. The Austro-Italian Union is real. Now 200 years too early, but there we go. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. Genoa as well. It's kind of interesting that everybody's at war with the Barbary States. That would be an interesting campaign as well as the Barbary States. But yeah, I think I see that the Barbary States rebels like every single campaign that I play. They just always rebel. So I don't actually think it's going to be that's that interesting. But I do want that. Actually, I do think I want square formation because that's going to be very good against their cavalry, which the Ottomans like their cavalry indeed. But let's take Bulgaria. Surrender. At first, let's of course do the auto-resolve because... Hey, victory, nice. Magistrate, rebuild that. Let's... come on. Army. Actually getting some nice chevrons from that. And yeah, there we go. Now we own Bulgaria. So let's take a sneaky look at Istanbul. Undefended. Completely undefended. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. So yeah, we're actually doing stuff. How much have we conquered? Yeah, 3 regions. Wonderful. You know, that doesn't sound like much at all, but it's better than nothing, eh? It's better than nothing. I think this army's gonna go actually take Moldavia. Can we? Yeah, we can finally do that. Wonderful. Still completely unhappy. You know, that's just the Bulgarians for you. I'm just kidding, of course, but it's sort of interesting, isn't it? Saxony, unfriendly for some reason. Why are they unfriendly? They hate me because historical grievances. Okay. Because that's something I really had. Unacceptable, man. That's wonderful. You really don't want to trade with your best ally and your closest, your strongest ally in the region that you're located in. That's completely reasonable. I can really clearly see why you would do something like that. It's just common sense, right? Of course, it's just common sense. This game. Okay. The reason I'm building up the various infantry forces all over my country is because we don't really have much of a military, if you hadn't noticed. And yeah, it's just, again, why would you go for that? You're in such a bad position. You lost your whatever. I guess they just like that. Freikorps, Jesus. Okay, so Saxony is gonna have some light infantry spam going on. But I don't think actually they're going to declare war. We are allied with Lithuania. It would be kind of silly of them. Plus I think they're actively at war with Prussia right now. No, they're actually not. So okay, that's interesting. I thought they would be. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, let's see what stuff actually develops. Because right now, not much to do, to be honest. Not much to do. There's just, we don't really have many armies, not many enemies. We're really only going through the Balkans right now. Finally getting, you know, to some of the more interesting territories, cutting into the heartland of the, I suppose the heartland of the Ottoman Empire, if you want to see it that way, going directly to the center of the dying empire, as it were. The sick man of Europe. Really love that nickname. It's like it actually describes him quite well. But you know, the sick man of Europe, sort of. I suppose because you know at the time that actually was applied, you know, World War One, they didn't actually have that many European territories. They only really had this. Bulgaria again, they are unhappy. 56! Yeah, I don't really care about that much money. You can keep that. New town. Finally, we can get some. What do you want? Some research or some money? I think research would be better right now. Yeah, because the. Let's get some research going. Yeah, that's gonna be much more profitable than just Serbia. Okay, 95 coins. Wow, that's really something, man. -1. Okay, you can keep this little cavalry division, and this guy is gonna go to Transylvania to yeah, join up with this unit and then take over Moldavia. How are the Russians doing? Apparently not all that well. The Swedish are actually doing quite a bit of damage to Danish. Actually, Sweden, if you don't declare the war immediately, build up a little bit per person forces here. You can quickly take out Karelia and march in Moscow as well as on Copenhagen. And, you know, don't really bother with Norway. Just take that out as sort of the last thing you take out, because they don't actually have any army there. And you can go to Hanover and wreak havoc. And the German territory is sort of like Gustavus Adolphus, I think was his name. So yeah, and during the 30 Years' War period. So yeah, Sweden definitely is one of the like from the time period when it comes to like the interesting powers. Definitely Britain, France, and Sweden from the beginning of the campaign. When you get towards the late game, then you know, if you could actually select a late game in vanilla, that would definitely have to be Prussia, Austria, and yeah, Britain and France basically throughout the entire century. But of course, the United States game already has the United States campaign, which is a very peace treaty. Their offers 1,000. Yeah, I don't really care. You can buy it. I don't want Crimea, so there we go. We got 1,000 gold, which is probably like 20 turns of actually owning Crimea. So yeah, fine. We're just gonna take out the Ottomans, which is just fine. Whoa, the pirates actually just dealing with the Barbary states. I thought it was like the same thing. Trade. Who cares? Peace treaty signed. Still at war with these guys though, right? Yep, there we go. Okay, so these guys slowly marching up north. No, you, not you. These guys slowly marching up north. Shit. Have to pay closer attention. Okay, let's just go for Moldavia. Yep. And over the Balkans, these iron wars. Maybe if actually the Ottomans weren't so stupid. Some Arab cavalry, some missile cav. There we go. It's worth building up all this stuff. Not much. This could be interesting to build up. Yeah, let's build up these two provinces, Bulgaria and Serbia. Then we'll go for the iron mine, and then after we take out Moldavia, I think I'll just sort of filter some troops here and march on Istanbul, which is gonna be kind of interesting. Georgia also quite often actually declares war on the Ottomans. However, Georgia hates both the Russians and the Ottomans, but for some reason likes the Crimeans. That's just strange. That's just plain old strange. Savoy, give me some trade, my man. Also, Württemberg, would you finally be 2,600? Sure. That's just a bit too good of a deal. Why would you do that? Why? I mean, yeah, suit yourself, but So this is kind of interesting. Now we can actually get also this iron mine. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Anything else? No, I don't think so. No new towns, anything like that. Nope. This is, yeah, that's completely fine. This is just a cavalry unit, half a stack here. We could also just march on Istanbul right now, but too many units. Also, the garrison units are quite a bit buffed compared to the vanilla state they were in, which was abysmal. You could basically sneeze on them and they would die. So that wasn't so fun. In Napoleon, however, in this game, on this mod, I think they're a little bit too strong. So I think in like Napoleon Total War, the garrison units were done the best. Because, for example, in this mod, they actually have light infantry range, which is a bit stupid because, you know, they are using actual just muskets. They aren't using rifles. However, in Napoleon, they actually are sort of like militia, but not quite. They're sort of weaker militia. A militia with its few downgraded stats. So, yeah, I think that's just completely reasonable for garrison units. They just receive very rudimentary training. Serbia, again, these people are never happy. However, now they are. For some reason, now they're all of a sudden a bit happy. Why? Because we square? That's a bit strange. Okay. So... yeah, plug bayonet's completely fine. Actually, I don't think we need that. Actually, we do. We could go just for second bayonet right away. Which, that's an interesting opportunity. But actually, let's just read Serbia be Serbia. And not bother with them. Can we go like this? Yeah, it's a bit quicker, I think. And, 4,000 in the bank. Let's do something with it. That's actually not terrible. Got some barracks. Yeah, so we don't have to always go through the south. However, this might also be pretty decent. Now let's just get this. Now, anything else we can... I like how the map just completely shifts whenever you recruit, when you build something like that. These guys, nope. These guys, nope. Infrastructure, no. Nothing to build, really. Like almost 3,000, nothing really to build. Could build that. No, thank you. Infantry, nope. Support. I don't think Austria has really like a naval power. It's never. I mean, you can make it one, but you'd have to. I think you just have no chance against Britain, which has like. Of course, it's an island. It has a lot of coastline, but also a lot of coastline here. A lot of ports there. So it's just like not really an option. Well, it's an option, but it's a bad one. Let's just put it that way. And also in Total War games, like making a country a naval power is not really something viable. It's not something that you really want to do. Because, like, in some Total War games, like sure, in Attila and in Rome Total War, or Total War that is, it's sort of okay. You can use your ships to sort of more effectively transport your troops. However, in this game, you can just take one sloop, slam a full stack army on there, sail across half Europe, and just dump them out in the same turn. So it's just like whatever. You know, you don't really need any army, any navy, as far as I'm concerned. Only when you're going to America, and even then. even then it's better just to go there without declaring the war and just sort of sailing peacefully. Okay, Venice is planning an invasion. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Maybe they are actually going for Istanbul. I need to hurry up. I don't think so. Trade route raided. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? I don't know and I don't care. Construction report. New school. Brilliant. Let's start with that. And, oh no! Who took them out? Oh, the French. Of course it was just French, but that means... Oh yeah! That's actually a very interesting option to go for. Also this. Yep. Yeah, it's pirates, pirates, pirates with this. Haha, maybe it's time to... You know, that's gonna be an option that's gonna be open for us because those provinces are undefended. Good. Oh, they even damage anything. That's pretty good. However, as per usual, it makes no money and is unhappy. So that's absolutely wonderful. That's the at least we get the true and you know, true Balkan experience. Yep, that's something like that. Okay, so I think that's pretty okay. So we basically have all the Balkans. Took us like 12 turns, something like that. And we have conquered basically four regions and like 12 turns. I think that's okay. Majority of those turns was just trying to quell the rebellions and stuff like that, because you know at the beginning of the game you're never really quite blitzing through any region in the game if you're not like using some sort of exploits as Britain and just blasting through half of Europe, which is sort of, you know, how this game sort of supposed to be played when you're like on high level stuff. But when you're just sort of enjoying a mod, you know, that's not really what you do. But actually I'd be interested to see if I'm not entirely sure I have like 500 hours in this game, but if the Netherlands now have an uprising and like the uprising takes Amsterdam, if Ceylon would actually stay as a rebellion, or if it would or like rebels, or if they would actually transfer back to the Netherlands or the United Provinces, that would actually be very interesting to see, something like that. But anyway, I think that's it for today. So yeah, well, thank you guys for watching, and see ya in the second episode of this wonderful campaign. So, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.